Alright, we are back. The fight has been wrapped up. I'm going to go ahead and clear some of these auras, because we don't really need them anymore. I mean, unless Leva wants to just cast a fireball for the heck of it.
You checking the range?
Something she could do.
Half the town has come up the mountain to find out what the hell.
I mean, like, if she cast it right on herself right now, it wouldn't hit anyone other than Lafdul and Solas, so...
Kill the casters, that's great.
Yeah,
fine.
that's always a good idea.
Well, she had the safeguarding. I don't remember exactly what the effects are of that, but might have been okay.
Well, yeah, Chaos Ward or whatever it's called, Chaos Shield.
It protects me from fireballs and stuff like that, and
Anyway.
everybody else in that area.
Yeah, so you'd have been fine. You just fireball for the heck of it. Okay, so the
Is that Braxon shuttering his lantern?
it's me getting rid of an unnecessary aura. I mean, if you haven't shuttered the lantern, you haven't shuttered the lantern.
No,
so
I'm joking.
The figure has slumped to the ground. He certainly appears dwarven in the light that Braxon's lantern is shedding, and his wounds appear to be almost smoking. Some black mist-like substances seems to be seeping out rather than like dripping blood.
Is he healing?
It's hard to say.
Regenerating?
It's hard to say.
Has he got his face covered, Ald?
Well, he fell on his face, so you'd have to turn him over.
Alright. Braxon's going to flip him over and try to make sure he's alive or something.
Is he a living shadow?
As in not undead.
He seems to be breathing, but his breath is ragged, and unless you do something, he'll probably die.
Do we want to keep him alive?
Yeah,
we
because
could
like
question him.
questions. But then we have to dispose of him, and that means the farmers will just hang him. I suppose it's not really their problem.
Well, that's their business, isn't it? He tried to kill
Lafdul doesn't really care either way. He's gonna use outer self and fly over, I guess, because he doesn't want to be entangled. Ideally, well, he wants to be able to get there without being entangled.
You can just wait 10 minutes.
Wait 10 minutes.
Also, for the viewers, Lafdul was reading the wrong thing on the area of effect. It should have been 40-foot cube, so it would not have affected Leva, Solas, and Lafdul, but everyone else would have been affected. And real quick to clarify Dispel Magic. So essentially these are the three ways that you can use it. You can dispel a specific item, which either it will dispel a specific one-use item like a potion or a something like that, or you can target like a wand, which will disable it for a time. So if, in other words, if a wizard is coming towards you and he's got his wand or his staff and he's used it once before and you're like, alright, let's not have him do that again, you can target that item specifically. You can also do like swords, armor, that sort of thing. You can target a specific single effect that you're aware of, which is always your magic. Or if you don't know the specific effects, or you want to get multiple things, then it is the area of effect. So in other words, if a wizard is coming at you and he's got a shield and a blur spell on you, on him, and you want to get rid of both of them, you have to do the area of effect, or you have to cast 2 Dispel Magics to dispel them individually. So that's my ruling.
So
Wait.
Lafdul keeps the dwarf alive. I can heal the party members that got wounded.
I'm just using. I'm just stabilizing him. I'm guessing these are healing proficiency.
okay, so let's tie him up and then also stabilize him.
I'll actually stabilize him.
Okay.
I will cast Cure Moderate Wounds on Braxon and Cure Light Wounds on Sinrae and Higgimus.
Alright.
And disarm him.
Yeah.
Just your little.
Yeah. You take his axe, move it away. He has some throwing axes at his on his belt that you remove as well.
You're gonna roll a hit point, Solas.
Yeah. First one is for Sinrae. Then Higgimus.
You got spell resistant, Higgimus.
Yeah, let me see if that works. Yep.
And
that works on
Cure
Higgimus.
moderate wounds was
1d10 plus 1.
Yeah. Just check it. Okay, so Braxon gains.
All right, so Lafdul, you you bandage his wounds, and the
I will
wounds.
also bandage the wounds on all 3 members.
You'll want to do that first, which is fine. You can start off that by doing that before casting the spell, but you'll need 3 proficiency checks.
Yeah.
So Lafdul, you bandage the wounds.
You doing the same order?
Yeah.
All right, so Higgimus doesn't get it.
Failed.
Yeah, Higgimus failed.
Yeah, so Sinrae and Braxon, you get 1 hit point. Lafdul, the bandages that you use, rather than getting like stained with blood, they appear to be stained with some sort of black substance.
Probably natural to his creature type.
Yeah.
Oh, I've only got 4 more use for my healing max.
Can I use alchemy to see what it is?
You'd have to get a sample, and you'd have to like actually experiment with it. So you need a laboratory.
You could take a sample and then try it later.
Mm-hmm. Is there enough for samples?
You can try to. Do you have a vial?
Yes, I do. Well, I have more than one, but...
Can I try healing again on Higgimus?
No. It's only once.
Do I get a full vial full?
What kind of vial?
It's a glass vial.
Okay. You get a little bit of the substance, so it's not a full one. Before the wounds are I mean, you'd have to work with Lafdul and well, first you'd have to work with Lafdul, see if he's willing to unbandage some of the wounds and let you get some. Because
I don't care either way if you want him alive or dead. I mean, yeah, if you want to do it.
So you want to remove some of the bandages and try to capture some of whatever is making him up?
I guess.
Okay. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I mean, you're the one that's doing the bandages.
Yeah, it
okay.
might take a bit longer.
So, you're not able to fill up the vial at all. It's just maybe a quarter full is best you can do, since he doesn't bleed, it doesn't drip, it wisps away, kind of. But you're able to get
smoke into a thing.
You are able to capture some, and once it's in there and you get the top sealed on, you can see it settle down to the bottom. This is Leva. Leva got that.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not trying to get any.
All right. I just thought I heard you typing. Maybe it was her.
No,
that was me, sorry.
Yep, that's fine. All right. So once the
is he stable? Or?
Yeah, as far as you can tell. Once the entangle spell expires, do you want to move him, or do you want to leave him here?
If I'm certain that he's not going to die to the best of my abilities, then I'm going to cast a Cure Light Wounds on Braxon.
Okay. To the best of your abilities, yes. So there you go. 5 more hit points. Did he have any temporary healing potions that you wanted him to use or anything like that?
I don't have any.
Okay.
5 more hit points. Thank you very much.
I've been taking less healing spells since we got another priest, so Tarek, I mean.
That's fine.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's no better to share the healing burden.
Lafdul, have you considered taking a custard pie healing spell?
All right, so
healing
someone in
custard
the
pie
face
on
for
face.
+2 healing points.
Yeah, but it would fulfill the ranged attack healing spell that I want. Does Ockar have his lay on hands? He could use that before he... Well...
Healers with
this is
+2, but give chance of infection.
This is gonna be the new day, though.
Alright.
But yeah, he can do that. How much are you down, Braxon?
43 of 59.
16.
Yeah, you are healed for 16 then, as Ockar lays on hands.
Oh, that's the healing dealt with.
Thanks, Ockar. Hang on.
Alright, so are you going to move him into the... under the rain slick and everything like that, or are you going to leave him out here? You still have hours of night left, so...
Does anyone have detect magic memorized?
No.
Yes.
We could check if his equipment is magic, or if he is magical.
We can do that.
Let's search him.
I have just the one, so when it's gone, it's gone.
We should move him back towards our camp.
Yeah.
Go back towards our sleeping place.
Yeah.
At least bring him into the area of campfire.
Yeah. Let's get him near the campfire and search him there.
Okay.
And then we can pile everything up and detect magic on it.
I'm interested to know if that male's drow male, I guess.
His
because we've seen it before, what it is.
His armor is indeed magical, and he is radiating some degree of magic as well. Searching him, besides his battle axe, he's got a shield. He's got 2 throwing axes, and you find a pair of black faceted gemstones in a little pouch inside of his mail.
Oh yeah, the armor size for dwarves as well.
Yep.
Well, we've got a dwarf on our NPC
he's
list.
Pretty dwarf-like now that you got him in the camp.
Is he a Durger?
You've never seen one, so you don't know.
I've been in the Shadowfields. Would they not?
I don't think that you've encountered one before.
How does he look in comparison with the dwarfs we've already seen and met?
I don't think he looks like one of those Korobokoro.
Most definitely
dwarfs.
not. He's most definitely not
take
Korobokoro.
Magic armor of him.
Yeah, I assume
Yeah.
so.
You just strip him.
we should take his magical armor off.
He's gonna freeze. Well, he's next to the fire, so.
Well, he does have clothes under it, I presume.
So he has he's completely shaven, no beard, no mustache, no hair on his head whatsoever, and he's unconscious, Sinrae.
Oh, okay.
Did Leva get anything out of any types of magic those items were?
No. No, she did not.
So, it would seem that either these guys are living inside this asteroid, or they've arrived here.
Can I roll spellcraft?
In.
You can always roll spellcraft, but what do you want to do it for?
Determine whether or not mind read would work. Because it's surface faults and he's unconscious, that's why I want to roll spellcraft.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because I don't know. Well, I probably
yeah,
guess
it's
not.
probably not going to give you much since he's unconscious, and surface thoughts are usually the active things that people are currently thinking, and he's unconscious, he's not thinking much.
Yeah, unconscious people doesn't even dream.
Okay, well, do you want to do the rest of you guys want to get back to sleep? Leave him tied up, or what?
We might make sure that this area is lit up, because he teleported to wherever it was dark.
Well, Braxon could leave his lantern unshielded.
Yeah, that's going to be horrible for the rest of us to sleep with a bright light now.
Well, we have the campfire also.
Do you want to set up a few other campfires?
How many hours of night do we have left?
3 hours a night.
Did you find your arrows back, Sinrae?
No, you didn't do your arrow.
I haven't done arrow collection back.
You might want to do that.
Yeah.
She could wait until morning if she wants.
Yeah.
But I mean, you might as well just roll it now and say that you do it in the morning.
Okay, what would that roll be?
Just a number of d20s based on the number of arrows that you fired.
Just I think 2.
To be honest,
+1, aren't they? So you go with +1 to the item save.
To be honest, Braxon will be quite happy to go with you with his lantern to
that was
help
a D10s.
And you don't need to do
free. Oh, you got
you got all of them back.
Okay.
Nice.
That's 300 gold you got back.
Just for that, like when you do that, if they're +1, just mentally add a 1 to it.
+1 to each.
Okay.
Yeah, to each one, because it's just as far as I know, there's no way for Roll20 to, with a simple command, roll each one and add a number to that and display you that result like that.
Gotcha.
So you got like 12, 19, and 14.
Yeah,
which is kind of annoying when I have to roll up hit dice for like 6 4+4 creatures. So
yeah,
got to do them all at once.
Oh, there's something I want to do.
Yep.
Can I climb up this tower wall thing? Because I'm not wearing armor, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can see any activity coming over from town. Like, are there more lights now being lit up? Because we've caused a bit of activity over here. Is there any?
Can do so.
I will scan the area for activity. That seems unusual for nighttime.
Give me 3 d20s. No, you don't notice anything of particular nature.
Could I try healing proficiency on that creature to find out more about its physiology?
Leva, what were all those d6s for?
She decided to use the fireball.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
She fireballed the party.
I've tried to look at the macro and it wouldn't open, so I double-clicked it.
Ah, okay. So, real fast, Lafdul, you don't see anything obvious.
I'm looking for more lights being turned on.
Right, well, so the thing is that any sound you were making up here probably did not reach down to the village.
Yeah, it's only if someone was on watch or walking the night.
Yeah,
they would have noticed.
And
I mean, we are about a mile or two from the village, I guess.
No, not. It's might be a half mile, but not a mile or two.
Okay.
But yeah, so the light would have to have woken. I mean, like, someone would have had to have been on watch, and you're not seeing anything down there. Were you looking anywhere other than the village, or just like kind of like looking in all directions?
I'm just looking for
all directions.
Lights that are moving.
Right, yeah. All directions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything. You don't notice anything moving out there. Like,
and I climb back down and go back to sleep because I need my sleep. So.
Okay.
Sinrae is going to just stay awake. It's only about 3 hours. She's just going to stay awake and keep watch on the not dwarf.
Well, Braxon still has the rest of his shift, and Ockar still has his shift. Do you wanna keep them company? In other words.
Yeah, she's gonna keep him company.
Okay.
Do you want me to cast Blessed Watchfulness, so you won't be tired until later on?
I think she'll be okay.
But yeah, I asked if I could use healing to study the
It's not Ockar's shift
physiology.
It wasn't the end of your shift, Braxon.
Oh, right,
no,
okay.
you would... Healing wouldn't really help you much in that regard. And you're still, you only have a campfire light to do this by, so...
Okay.
Did you guys want to set up a few other campfires within the tower to create more light? There was that suggestion, but I didn't really hear.
I don't know. I don't think we need to be honest with you.
Braxton's going to use his lantern openly now because whoever it is that attacked us knows we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone that's trying to sneak up on us knows we're here.
How about we actually tie one of the lanterns to this guy? So wherever he goes, he will always be in the influence of the light.
Well, what do you guys think?
Not a bad idea.
Always break the
You've got a
lantern.
light stone, you can just do that to him or something. A little lantern light stones or something. I think Higgimus has got a light stone. A stone with continual light, should I say.
Okay. I mean, is... The suggestion has been made. Yeah, the suggestion has been made. I'm not hearing, yes, let's do it.
Asher, I am making a suggestion to you.
What?
Do you want to use the continual light stone that you have got and put it on him?
Oh, sure, we can do that.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay. All right. And otherwise, just everyone else is getting back to sleep?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. Braxon, you finish out the rest of your watch, and then Ockar, you wake up Ockar, and he'll take over. Sinrae is staying up as well.
Yep.
Oh, so he doesn't get attacked again.
Ockar is deciding to stay within the light of the campfire.
Alright.
Okay. But the rest of the night passes uneventfully. However, for the spellcasters, I need you guys to roll Constitution checks to see if you got enough sleep with that interruption.
Sleep in.
Ooh.
Well, that's up to the rest of the... I mean, if you want to... Do you want to say that? Suggest that to the rest of the party? Give you guys some extra sleep?
Yeah, we need the spells.
Yeah, the spells are important.
Okay.
How much extra time would we give them?
I don't know, it'd just be like
extra 2
going
hours
on
would probably
towards
be enough.
noon.
An extra 2 hours would probably be enough.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of us will get up, and we won't obviously wake up the spellcasters. We'll let them wake up.
Okay. So the sun begins to rise, and the rest of you guys begin to wake up. What are you going to do while you're letting the spellcaster sleep?
Braxton's going to go outside the tower and have a look down at the town, see if any of the villagers are heading up.
You do not see any movement down there.
Okay.
Is the not dwarf awake yet, or is he still unconscious?
He's still unconscious.
Okay.
Lafdul, I mean, yeah, if you want to make the changes to your spell sheets, that's fine. Just make sure you calculate out how long you need.
Can I cast a spell before I recover more spells after waking up?
No.
How long would it take one of us to get off the hill and come back?
How fast would you be looking at moving? Like,
well, it's not an emergency, so not running, but I was just thinking...
Normal movement speed?
Yeah, normal movement speed.
Where do you want to go?
To see... hang on.
Oh, also, I might have been wrong. I think the tower is a mile away. Give or take. I think I was misremembering the number.
I'm trying to remember the name of Brax's brother-in-law. Div. Yeah, Brax's gonna go down to see Div and say, we've captured your ghost. Would you like to come up and talk to him when he wakes up?
Do you want to do that at first light, or
yeah.
What? Okay.
Because he might want to get ready.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably make it down there and back with him in a half an hour.
Yeah.
It is a mile, give or take, slightly, a little bit less, but it is also a hill. So.
Yeah.
All right, so
Braxon will tell Div roughly what the guy looks like and say it's possible that the lady that went missing or that was murdered was not killed by the guy that was chased off. You might have some other people living on your asteroid with you.
Okay, so you head off to do that. The rest of the party just gonna hang around camp while the spellcasters sleep?
Yeah, I probably need to guard them for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll have people watch over them so that something doesn't come during the daytime and eat their faces.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know what?
It's those weird sheep again.
Alright, so Braxon heads down the hill. The rest of the party is just hanging around. The spellcasters are sleeping. As the sun rises and the beams of light breach the edge of the tower, they strike the unconscious dwarf-like creature, and he instantly wakes up and begins screaming in
daylight's
pain,
burning him.
incredible pain. This does wake up the spellcasters.
I mean, yeah.
I was wondering about what would happen.
It's like, oh, for the love of God, can't I go get any peace? Lafdul's cursing a storm.
Yeah, you're cursing up a storm.
So the lights touch him?
As someone is within just
earshot
a moment. He burns away into nothingness from the sunlight.
Wait, I
make
it is just a minute, and he is gone. Wow. He just burns away. The sunlight touches him, and it instantly starts eating away at his form until there's nothing left. And he was screaming the entire time. Yes, Braxon is already gone.
Could I not react? Because my reaction was to draw out a dagger, continual darkness. But I don't know if I would be woken up. I mean, he would not have been woken up.
Yeah, but it would not. You would have been, like groggy and what the hell is going on, and it would have taken you time to realize it. By the time you would have gotten that out, he would have been half gone anyway, and the process would continue.
Would I have been able to throw my cloak over him in time?
You could certainly try, but it made no difference.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he had to have come from somewhere that's completely dark.
His weapons and his shield were intact, but the same thing happened to his armor, except, without the screaming.
Armor doesn't tend to scream.
I mean, if the armor would have screamed, it would have been more fun.
It might have been, but it lacked a mouth. It has no mouth, and it must scream.
When he disappeared, did he say, "I'm melted"?
You're gonna LP that?
No.
Does the DM lose experience points too?
No, of course not.
DM has infinity experience points.
Yeah, well, it's infinitely minus 50 or whatever it was.
Old loses hand points.
What was Sinrae doing?
Oh, yes.
Sorry?
She's gonna pretty much look where he was, poke at his shield and weapon, so look at the other party members that are awake and say, "We need to see if there's a cave around here."
Yeah, he would have had to have come from somewhere.
So,
the
spellcasters, you guys are not going to be able to get back to sleep at this point. So I am going to need the Constitution check to see if you got enough rest to recover your spells.
I love
well,
that
this will
sign.
save me having to change my spells then if I just fail.
Yeah, maybe.
14. On D20. Yes, he does. Just. And this old's adding negative to this.
Lower is good.
Yeah,
right?
lower is better.
Okay.
Yeah, under your score.
Leva? Okay.
Yay.
You guys did get enough sleep. Also, interesting note, Sinrae, that wound that you took in the sunlight doesn't look as bad as it was before. You're fully healed.
Nice.
Wow. I wonder if Braxon's going to heal at all on the way down the hill.
You were already at full hit points.
Oh, he's already healed, wasn't he? So, yeah. Can't heal with
How about me?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Would Sinrae, through her travels and from her mother, have heard of anything like this?
Very unlikely. So I'm
Okay.
going to say no.
Okie dokie.
Old.
Yeah?
Would ashes or remains... Could I use Speak with Dead before I change the spell, or would I have lost it? Because I'm changing my spells, and that's one spell I still had left.
So the problem is that I don't allow you to cast a spell and then immediately wake up, cast a spell, and replace it.
All right, no, that's fine then.
You have to lose the spell by begin to cast it and then intentionally fail, kind of thing, and that I will allow. But no, you either keep that and then have that slot empty, or
no, I'm replacing the spell. So,
and generally, I assume that you lose the spells the night before, kind of thing. In general. Anyway, so there's other than some the clothing that he had, there's nothing left of him. His weapons and his shield. The gems are still fine too, but the armor. It burned away like mist on a as the sun rises and it warms up, kind of thing. Just he's gone.
It's unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Sounds like a little painful for him.
Oh,
yeah, that was excruciating.
He was useful alarm clock.
So, Braxon, you get back about a half an hour later with Div in tow to find...
And Braxon obviously says he's in here, and then says, "Have you moved him?"
No,
he was over
evaporated.
He evaporated.
The sun hit him, and he started screaming. And then there was nothing left but, well, his weapon, his clothes, his shield, and these lovely gems.
Div looks completely shocked and flabbergasted, and so it was the ghost? There was a ghost here? I mean, I'll be honest, I never truly believed it.
Well, Solas tried turning him as an undead and couldn't. And he seemed pretty real to us.
Might not have been a ghost, might have been something else. But I am feeling some powers in the area of this tower, so I will be investigating this.
It is very old. I don't know much about its history.
Is there anyone in town, Div, that knows more of the history of the town in this tower?
Well, I mean, I suppose Mother Weir might. She's really the only one I could think of.
Does anyone know any other ruins close by or possible caves?
There are caves dotting the whole island, really, if you know where to look. I've never gone looking myself, so I don't know where to look.
Do you know someone who might be able to?
Well, I mean, you could talk to some of the local farmers. He kind of vaguely waves at out away from the town. There are other homesteads out there that you could go visit. Most of the people don't travel that much, you know, these days, especially if they have to go pretty far. They're very concerned about taking care of their animals and their families.
Yeah.
Well, if these dark drow-like creatures don't like light, do you know if the attacks have been happening at night?
Well, they started at night, I think, but there have been some during the day.
Right.
Oh, we were going to talk to Mother Weir today anyways. Sounds like she might have some information we can use to figure out what else is going on. Or if there's more of these.
Yeah. Well, I think we should have a look around the caves, because if these guys have landed here and gone in the caves, and then presumably they'd be attacking sheep. You'd think they'd be attacking sheep to kill them.
They might not have landed here. They might have been living here quite some time.
Yeah,
they are underground dwellers.
Why would they be suddenly attacking in the last?
Perhaps something has happened underground.
Yeah.
It sounds silly, but this isn't some kind of like Lafdul's just saying this out. But I wouldn't know if this is pushing his stretch of knowledge a bit too far. But this wouldn't be like a quasi smoke elemental or something, would it? Because we did the radar thing. It's reasonably recent.
You're way outside of your area of expertise, but it's certainly something that could be a possibility as far as you know. You don't know enough about elemental, creatures from the elemental planes, so.
So if we catch another one of these, we need to wrap them up before the day comes up.
Or keep them out of sunlight.
Dev, is there a barn or anything that we could use if we capture
a root cellar?
Yeah, or a cellar.
I mean, I suppose the warehouse down by the docks. I do have a spare key.
We could use that as an emergency jail.
He fishes in a pouch and pulls out an iron key and hands it to you. I will need that back before you leave, but you can use this, I suppose.
Is it protected from light?
I've never really thought about it. It does have some large doors and a few windows, but maybe. I mean, it's pretty dark in there when we don't have, lights on when we're loading.
Well, we can check it out and see if we need to put shutters on the windows.
That's assuming we can capture another one of them.
Yeah, well, maybe we won't capture any of them.
My speculation would be either this is something that's been living here and something has been driving it up underground, or there were supposed to be dwarves living here originally, that this is some sort of corruption of their spirits.
He didn't seem too interested in talking to me.
No, but I don't know enough about the undead to know whether the undead or ghosts are normally interested in talking to people.
I don't even know if he was undead.
Yeah,
there are too much questions at the moment.
If I see another one, I'll throw some holy water at it and see if it burns it.
Make it say its prayers. Maybe that'll show us. So, what do we want to tackle first? Do we?
I'm sorry I pulled you all the way up here to see nothing, Div. Let's have a look at these items. You might see similar items if anyone else fights one of them.
He looks over the shield and the axe. In the light, they're very, very dark. almost as if they've been coated in something, or there's some sort of tarry film on them, but feeling them, it doesn't feel like there's anything like that. But in the light, they also look very old. Like there's notches and pits in both in all the weapons and the shield that you didn't see in the darkness before.
Is it?
Oh, before I forget, Leva casts strength on Braxon when he returns.
You'd probably want to wait until after Div is gone, just because there's like conversations going.
Okay.
Yeah, Div's not going to attack Braxton.
How do you know?
You never know.
You never know. This could be an amazing facade.
He could be taken over by something.
He could be.
Braxton will be at 1840 strength. As Div starts to leave, he says, "Well, I mean, ghost or no ghost, I'm sure that the townspeople will be very pleased to know that something has been destroyed up here."
Did Mother Weir make it back safely this morning? I know she had gone out to see Tarishtar last night.
I don't know. I didn't. I mean, Braxon basically got me up here right away, so I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
Braxon to say that we went to the underside and someone had been attacked. Well, it looked like 2 people had been attacked, but it turned out they were scared of sheep, and one of them died from fear of sheep, and the other one was petrified with fear. Very strange. I wonder if
I've never heard of anything like that before. That's very strange. I've never heard anything like that before happening.
No, me neither. I've never seen people that evaporate in the light either.
Well, technically you didn't see it right now, did you?
No, I didn't see it. Well, my friends told me.
I've seen armor disappear in the light, but not a person.
Well, so you guys have experience with Drow equipment disintegrating, and that's a much slower process.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that slowly fails, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't just disappear all in a poof. At least the armor didn't scream.
Do you think the equipment? Do you think the equipment itself and the dwarf was made out of shadow substance?
Real shadows.
Are you asking Div this, or are you waiting until Div
hasn't got no idea?
No, he lost Lafdul.
Alright, so are you waiting until after Div? You're asking in front of Div?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know how much you want information to spread around town.
How much we want to scare the village?
The townsfolk that there's a
Braxton could wait.
Quasi elements.
Braxton could wait for Div to leave.
It could be a portal to the quasi-elemental realm. I don't know if there is such a thing, actually.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
So that would mean
that there are definitely things that can exist.
That would mean that we wouldn't just have a cave; we'd have a portal to another plane, and that these creatures, in theory, might be living on another plane and coming here.
Yeah. Well, you said there was like ancient tunnels that we travelled through when we went back last night.
Well, dwarves have lived on here before any human civilization lived here. And there was also older human civilization that lived here before the current population.
So the question is, has anyone disturbed something that might have activated a portal?
Well, or raise the dead or whatever. We do not know.
Would a shadow creature elemental would they wield ancient weapons? I don't know enough about magic
don't have enough information about the creatures in question.
Well, they might wield ancient weapons if that's the only weapons they've got.
I don't know anything about these type of elementals, if they are elementals.
I've seen plenty of poorer warriors with swords 200, 300, 400 years old. Not everyone can afford to buy brand new stuff.
This is true.
And if you move to the plane of shadow, you might not be able to. You might not have metal to make new weapons. I don't know.
Beyond my realm of expertise or my duties.
Yeah.
Well, so what do we have on our plate right now still?
Well,
we need to go back to that person to see what's happened with him, if he's recovered, because I want to use a few spells on him. Speaking of, I won't be taking that create campsite spell, just, you know. I mean, it's just making a campsite. You don't need it. I've got very few spells, and I've had to bargain with Leva to take one, so...
Okay, that's fine.
We did tell Finian that we would stop by and talk to him in the morning when he was feeling better, that he might have something of his daughter's.
Yeah.
Or be able to describe her better so that we might be able to locate her. And I know Mother Weir wanted me to stop back by to see her.
All right, let's do that then.
Also, if we are going to be camping around here more nights, then I'd say at least one of us should go and get some of our camping gear from the ship.
I plan on... I've taken a spell that will allow me to help fortify this area, at least close off all the access points, so we can just cut... we just cut an entrance out.
That sounds good.
That's probably a good idea, considering what happened last night.
Yeah, one thing I would like to do at some point, doesn't have to be immediately, there's kind of a cliff off to...
Should we go back to the map?
Off to the left of here. There's kind of a cliff down here, and I'd like to see if there's a cave there that leads underneath this. That's what I was wondering, if there was a staircase in this tower.
Yeah, no, that seems a good idea.
But we don't have to do that immediately. We've got plenty of other chores to do.
If there is a cave, we just don't explore. It'll be like our...
we could also ask the locals that live nearby this village that they know about, and we might even be interested in if there are any other ruins nearby.
Yeah, Finian or Mother Weir might know as well, especially since Finian's daughter was seeing Adir, who's Artie, who was living at the bottom, but if he was an artist, he might have been going all over.
Yeah. So are we going to share all of this with Luric's camp, or...?
Yeah, I don't mind.
We should definitely warn them about the shadow dwarf creature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of them seem a bit young, and I'd hate something to happen to them because quite unawares. Because there are how many of us, and
there's only 4 of them.
Yeah.
The twins, the girl, and the warrior.
All right, let's. Which is the first along the way? The camp.
Wait. Please. I want to use a thought capture here. I already told if I even get anything.
Okay. So you cast a spell, and you feel your mind becoming sort of a magnet for thoughts and ideas, and
I get something that Higgimus wants for breakfast or something instead.
The thought that you get that comes is one of incredible, almost insane vengeance against humankind. It's this constant refrain of, they destroyed us, must kill them all.
The strong feeling.
Oh, no capturing alive, it seems.
Oh dear.
Alright, no, I saved those. Say what I recall what I got to the party.
I think we need to find out how humans took this asteroid over. How they settled here.
Yeah, that might be
the first human civilization that's centuries ago that happened. This current population isn't even part of that. At least from what I heard.
History sometimes survives.
Yeah, which is why finding other ruins might help.
And it might have survived in tales, even if they were just ghost stories. And our best bet is Mother Weir.
My spell works best to abandoned ruins, not places that are often traveled by people. Because the more,
this place is definitely not traveled often.
Yeah, so. No, that's what I'm just saying to the rest of the party. So,
well, I mean, you got high ground here. Do you want to like survey the land before you go out?
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds like a good idea. Didn't Solas, you want to do stuff here?
You got a spyglass as well, haven't you?
Spells.
Well, other people survey the land. I will at least collect few samples of the herbs around here and then try to locate which direction of the ruin is the strongest at the divine feeling.
Okay.
If I can.
You're not really going to be able to do both of those at the same time.
Okay, then I will try to figure out where the divine feeling is the strongest.
Okay. So from this hilltop, you can see a series of what you think are buildings. Some of them might be farms. Some of them might be other things. Out and about beyond the bounds of the hill. Div did mention, that you'd want that there were other farms about, so some of those might be those. Lafdul says that he needs 4 hours to change his spells. So what does Leva and Solas? What do you need?
Let's see, I'm memorizing the spells that I lost and changing 2 spells. But they are all cleric spells, so... And I have the amulet at half the time, so it should be about few hours.
It's gonna be less than mine anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need 4 hours, but I can't tell you how many I need.
Okay.
I'm changing every one of my spells. So.
Get into the practice, please, of keeping track of that. It's pretty quick. I mean, all you need to do is total up the levels of the spells that you're memorizing, multiply it by 10. And that's how many minutes you need, so...
Can Braxon have a walk around the tower while they're doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go looking for any evidence of a well or a staircase or anything.
Okay.
Because he's wondering where that guy came from.
All right. Yeah?
I was going to say, while he's doing that, can Sinrae check to see if any of the floor seems hollow?
Yep.
Where there's still flooring?
Yep, you can definitely spend some time doing that.
I need 90 minutes.
Okay.
No, 45 because I get them halved.
Okay. So... Solas, you spend a lot of time studying the ruins, trying to determine, what it is that you felt here, and it seems that there's some power coming from stones that are within the wall, and as you you know, kind of narrow down what you're feeling and examine the walls, you realize that some of what you thought was... Let me bring you back to the tower map itself.
Yeah.
What seemed like you know, just rubble-filled sections in between the outer wall casings. In a few of these places, there's larger stones in there, you realize, as you clear away some of the filling rubble. It would take days and days to actually, you know, completely clear them away, and they've been weathered pretty heavily. But you think this tower was built around a set of standing stones.
Oh, wow. So like Stonehenge inside a tower.
Well, I share this knowledge with the rest of the party.
Braxon says, do you think we could take them away and put them on our asteroid?
You would know that would almost certainly disrupt all the magic that's in them.
Disrupt the magic, and
there's not much left. I mean, this is old. And it has
can
not been
I
maintained,
determine, since you last time said that I couldn't determine if it was good or evil divine power?
You have religion Celtic proficiency? Go ahead and roll that. It's neither, but you do feel it's stormy in some way. And, you know, you sit down and kind of, like, go through mentally your religious teachings, and you think it might have been dedicated to a not well-known deity of destructive storms named Tyrannus.
Okay.
It's not one that you've really encountered much before. It's not well known on your home world.
But it was dedicated to Celtic deity. Okay. So that basically makes this somewhat of a holy place for me.
Right. Do you think those dwarves were some sort of Celtic dwarves?
I haven't heard of Celtic dwarf before. But universe is vast.
Well, have a look
All
at
right.
those,
Well, do you want my help moving some of the stuff so you can tell a little bit better what's going on?
Well, it might help if the rubble would be cleared, yes, but I don't want to disturb the standing stones themselves.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
It would take days of work.
Oh, okay.
This is not something you can just do in your spare time.
Do you think that these holes were blown in the wall in order to expose the standing stones buried in the wall? I mean, does it look like the pattern matches the holes?
Solas, do you have engineering?
Yeah, I have engineering.
Go ahead and roll it. No, it seems pretty standard weather patterns. He doesn't think that you don't think that this was deliberate damage from an attack. You think that the tower was just abandoned and collapsed over time, and then stones were taken away to build other houses.
Right, but does it look like an entire set of standing stones is exposed, or do you think there might still be some?
There are some missing,
buried in the wall.
No, I mean there are some of the stones are still in the wall, but there are definitely, like, it is not a complete circle, based on where he can identify the pieces.
Basically, the people that built the tower used the standing stones as a.
How about some of those big
materials for the construction of the tower?
Exactly.
How about some of those big stones we saw on the floor around the tower? Do they look like they've been displaced from the circle?
Hard to say. The weathering is pretty substantial. They could just be boulders that are here, or they could have been pieces that got that fell off when the towers collapsed and stuff like that. It's too hard to say.
Well,
he's concluding that this site, you know, lost its following essentially. Like whoever built the stones wasn't, you know, you believe that whoever built the stones was not the same people who built the tower.
Yeah, because if the people who built the standing stones wouldn't have desecrated the standing stones by building the tower.
Right.
Right. So I'm just right. I see. They just decided to build a tower where the standing stones were.
Yeah, because
some of the work's already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically using them as a foundation.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I was saying that is I was wondering if maybe some of the locals had removed some stones in the last 6 months and
the standing stones themselves are quite large stones.
So, Solas, if these standing stones were dismantled in theory, would it affect the climate here? Because you said it's dedicated to a storm god or something.
Yeah, well,
would that have like irreversible, make this place no longer hospitable or livable?
That is something that I can't answer directly.
Give me another religion check.
Okay. There.
Because you might have to tell the farmers to guard this site.
So, while Solas can't rule that out, he can tell you that a place that is, you know, kind of stormy, frequently has bad weather, would be a place that would appeal to that god's worshippers.
Oh.
Right.
So
it's a natural...
I mean, it's impossible to say, you know, cause and effect here, but he can tell you that this place would be some place that would be, that, you know, as it is right now, would be a place that would draw those worshippers.
Yeah.
And also that if you destroy a holy place, it will have some effects.
Yeah.
Because deities that are still worshipped and alive, even if they are not active in that place, might not like it.
Yeah, but it's usually intentional destruction with the knowledge. Yeah. If you don't realize what you're doing, while they certainly can take issue, it's kind of hard to correct that action if there's no one to say, guys, maybe we shouldn't have done this, kind of thing.
Yeah, but
it's like correcting a child that accidentally picked something up it shouldn't have. Something it did something wrong, but it doesn't understand why.
Yeah, but it's more along the lines of, so a child does this, but the parent can only try to correct their actions through non-direct interactions, like turning on lights in the house. You know, like causing them to flicker and something.
The fact that this is a divine place is and it is for this god is something that I think the locals should know.
I'm wondering
is it part of your pantheon?
What?
I'm wondering if it'd be worth the locals placating the deity by bringing some offerings up here once a year or something.
Well, worshipping a deity and placating it usually offers some benefits if it's done in earnest.
They're a farming community. Might give them good weather.
Yeah, protect them from the worst storms.
That's what I'm thinking. If they made some offerings, maybe.
That's why I wanted to know if it was part of your, if it's part of your pantheon.
Tyrannus is a Celtic deity.
Yeah, it's part of my pantheon. It's not the most worshipped deity, but yes, it's part of my pantheon.
Well, not sure it's particularly relevant to what we're dealing with right now, but by incorporating the standing stones in the tower, did it unintentionally make the tower dedicated to that god as well?
Solas would not think so.
Okay.
Yeah, the standing stones only. So the tower itself is just an old ruin.
Can I double check? Because I was thinking, this is the Solas. It would be like a combined spellcraft check for both of us when I word it out. Would I know if using my plant growth spell to essentially fortify that area, would it disrupt your consecration of the place? That's what the spellcraft's for. So would it
only be if it affected the standing stones?
Yeah, but this is like plant growth. This is like really strong plant growth, so it'd be ripping stuff up and everything.
Do you want to roll spellcraft, both of you?
Yeah.
No.
So we're trying to figure it out. Well, that's my idea.
There is no point in not rolling it.
Well,
I needed 11. So.
There are reasons, but no, you don't think that that's going to have any real effects. Part of it is that to a certain extent, what you're feeling is more the remains of sanctification here, so it's not really fully sanctified anymore anyway.
You probably could do the sanctification, can you?
He'd probably need a lot more resources than what he has right now.
Yeah, not currently, but it could be done.
Well, it's within Brawl. Do it in your spare time. Brawl spear.
If the locals wanted it, doing it would create good relations. The locals.
True. We might get a good trade deal out of this for when we want to get stuff.
So we need wool. But none of us that are not weavers.
Well, do you have any spells that require bits of wool?
Just get sheep.
I don't think I do, actually. No, there's a bit of fleece on some of them.
Leva does, yeah.
I can't remember if I do.
But like I said, it would require quite a lot of resources, and it would be good if there was if other Celtic priests could come and visit here occasionally.
When we expand the company of the Broken Sword and have followers, we could offer subsidised mutton. That's one of the perks.
But it should be easier to sanctify this area again than to construct a completely new one.
Come for the mutton, stay for the adventures.
Sounds like a terrible idea. What if they don't like mutton? What if they're vegetarian? She looks at Higgimus.
Well, we can always sell it forward.
All right. So, what did you want to do once everyone, like all the spellcasters have their spells? What do you want to do first?
We want to see if vaguely, or spend a little bit of time to see if there's a cave.
What were these stars down on the slope?
They were the buildings that we saw by scouting this morning.
Or structures or something. There's something out there. Yeah. I mean, keep in mind also that, you are looking down... like, that's over a mile away, this one down here.
Yeah.
So...
Is it worth us checking those two out and then walking around in anti-clockwise?
Well, we can always go. We had that old that wise woman to visit, and after that we could check these all out.
And keep in mind that with the Lafdul in particular and the rest of the spellcasters, 4 hours of the day is already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was only meant to be like an initial check. What I was proposing.
I'm guessing this is pretty steep cliff face.
Yeah, so Higgimus could just fly.
So what is our
if there were caves, this might be the logical place to find one.
What were you saying, Asher?
Okay, so what is our actual goal right now? What are we trying to do? We're kind of getting derailed here.
I would like if I will suggest that we go down here, get you to scout around, just look at the cave. If you can't find anything initially, then we go down to the underside and see that person who got attacked. There's a few spells that me and Leva might be able to use on the said person to alleviate its condition and to figure out why he was attacked, to get a general better understanding of the situation.
Yeah.
After that, then we come back here, then we just scout out this area.
Well, we also
sounds good.
And send one person to get one person to get the camping gear since we are going to be camping here at least one more night.
This bit's quite steep, so if you want to go down, that side,
will fly.
Well, if Higgimus is going to go down that way, we could all go down that way.
No. He's just scouting. He's flying, scouting, so it saves time. He's got flying boots.
Yeah. But if he's going to go down there, are we going to go back into town?
We do need to go into town because we should talk to Mother Weir if she's back, and we did tell Finny and we would check in with her in the morning.
If we went this way, it's less
And you
steep.
also told Lyric that you were going to share information with him.
Yeah, we need to visit Lyric's also.
If we went this way, it's less steep, then we could go to the cave, then we could pass
we don't know if there is
house.
a cave. It was
maybe there isn't a cave, and then we find out.
Higgimus would go scout it with flying boots while we started going down.
Okay, so let's do this, all right? The group, we're going to go down to town, take care of the 2 stops we have there, talking to the wise lady, I think is what her name is. I can't remember. And the mercenary group.
Well, how about we go down this way then?
And the group, hold on, Braxon. And we talk to that mercenary group. In that time when you guys are making your way down there, I will fly down this way, just to kind of do a cursory look to see if it looks like there's any cliffs, and then I'll catch up to you. I should be quicker with the boots.
Move at 12, don't you?
Yeah.
And then once we're done there, then we'll go to the other side, and the spellcasters will do their spellcasty stuff on the person, or we'll find out what's going on down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
I'm thinking if we go down this way, rather than the long way, we can hook up a few quicker, Higgimus.
Nah, just make your way towards the town. I'll be with you.
Yeah, Higgimus should be able to come down pretty
He'll
fast.
be fine because he just flies over the terrain.
Yeah, he can move faster than we can.
Unless he gets eaten. Alright, then
well, if I get eaten, no big loss, right?
We'll go down this way.
Well, it's going to be a big loss. You're the biggest part.
It's a running gift-sized loss.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of space alone, you're at least three party members.
Yeah.
Should we head down the hill?
Yeah, alright, so Higgimus, I assume that you're going to share everything that you learn with the rest of the party when you get back to him? Okay. Alright, so
he finds 2 weird pistols. He's not going to tell the party.
With me.
Okay.
Kind of look a little bit.
The problem with that is that you kind of need to be steady, and you can't be steady while you're flying. You have to maintain speed.
Once I figure that out, I'll stop that.
Okay. But you can still use your eyes in general. So, all right. So the rest of the party begins to make their way out. You launch yourself into the air with the boots and fly around. There is a definite cliff-like area on that part of the hill. You think that you see an old, dried-up spring bed coming away from that. That might be why it's shaped the way it is. And it's very, very rough in that area. It'd be a really good place to hide and lose someone. And there are definitely spots that could be caves. It's hard to see from, with the
my vantage point.
Yeah, your vantage point, the shrubbery, the plants, the trees, the stubby trees, and the rock formations itself. But you do feel like if you are specifically looking for caves, it warrants a closer look. There definitely could be caves there.
Okay.
And you meet up with the rest of the party about, halfway down the hill and share with them that information. Did you want to go to Lurik's camp first and let him know what you've, encountered and everything like that?
Do we hit town first, or we hit Lurik's camp first? Because Mother Weir's home is in town.
Yeah, it is in town. She is in town.
I can't imagine him always staying at that camp.
But, I mean, if they're not there, then they're not there. If they are there, then you can share what you know.
We could check the camp first.
Yeah, check the camp first, because chance they may or may not be there.
Okay.
We can double back on our return journey.
I mean, it's not that far from the town anyway.
Okay.
Alright, you stop by Lurik's camp, and it is deserted. Doesn't look like there's any sign of struggle or anything like that. It looks like they are just out.
Okay.
So...
We'll have to come back later if we don't run into them somewhere
Should we leave
else.
a note?
Well, we could leave a note.
If you want to leave a note, you could do so.
Apart from I don't write in comments, so.
Yeah, I will leave them. What races were in the group?
They're all human.
Yeah.
All human.
Yeah, we didn't check to see whether they could read.
So I will write in common that we will visit them later in the evening.
Okay. Okay. You make your way into town, and there are some people out. There's a couple kids playing near the stone with the pump in it in the middle of town.
Braxon will wave to the kids.
This is just you coming into town. This is what you're seeing. You don't even know that, at this specific moment, you don't even know if anyone is looking your way. And you do see a few people, walking about. A couple of them going into the pub, in fact.
Being an early start.
This mental image of Braxon walking in, waving slowly at the people as he walks past them.
Mother Weir's house is this one on the edge of town.
I just mean Braxon's going to make an effort to be friendly to people, even if they're not friendly to him. Figuring after about
just like the royals.
Yeah, pretty much.
After about 6 times, some of them probably talk back to him.
Are they all human, or are there any non-humans?
You haven't seen any non-humans.
Alright, there goes my idea.
Alright, so you guys are going to Mother Weir's house, or do you want to do something else?
Let's get that out of the way.
I think we should get some breakfast in the taverns.
Sinrae's going to go to Mother Weir's.
I'm also going to Mother Weir's, and after that I mentioned the group that I would like to have a quick word with Div.
Yeah, okay. Didn't you want to study that pump further at some point?
Yeah, but that's not important at the moment.
Good point.
Okay, so you go up and who's taking the lead? Who's knocking on the door?
I'll knock since I'm the one she told to come back by.
Okay. Alright, so you knock on the door, and you hear some shuffling sounds from inside, and after a moment the door opens. You see the now familiar form of Mother Weir. Stooped with a cane, but seeing you, she smiles and says, "Ah, you've returned. Did you come to get a reading? I would be more than happy to tell your fortune. Everyone else in town comes by for it."
Oh, that would be lovely, but we also have some questions for you about some of the tales of maybe the tower and around the swamp. We heard you might know the most about any legends and folk tales.
And if you knew about some old locations in here.
Well, do come in, do come in. I will see what I can tell you, but yeah, you really must have your fortune told first.
Can you tell fortunes on objects?
No. Only fortunes on people.
Ah, okay. No, we just recovered some objects belonging to someone who tried to kill us yesterday.
Oh dear, someone tried to kill you? Was it a... It wasn't a villager, was it? Was it that Ardy?
No, it wasn't.
No. It wasn't anyone of the villagers. It was how should I say, not quite local.
Not quite a ghost, but not sure what else it could be at the moment. We're still investigating.
Oh dear, where was this?
Up at the tower.
At the tower.
You are brave if you spent time there at night. I'm not surprised something attacked you. It is haunted, you know.
Well, good news is
we can talk about that later. But you said about reading our fortunes.
Oh yes. Come in. She steps back and invites you in. The house is fairly large. As these things go, with a large open room.
Larger than Div's house.
Well, no, it's not larger than Div's house, but that's partly because, Div has the biggest building in town, but he also has a warehouse.
He's overcompensated.
As part of his house.
Yeah. No, it's just he won't let everyone in.
Right, because half of his house is dedicated to a warehouse. It's storing
I'm just joking.
So the room that that she takes you into, she's got a table set up in the front, in the middle. There are 2 seats on either side. There's decorations of what some of you would say is an arcane nature, others of you would say is a pseudo-arcane nature. She says, "Now, whose fortune would like to be told first?"
Well, I'm interested in having my fortune told.
Well, please sit. It is but a copper piece.
Well, I pay her a copper piece.
So she sits across from you around this table. It's a brightly decorated and painted table, and you realize that there are some painted spots on there for that large rectangular shapes. And she draws out from inside her robes a wooden case that she opens up to reveal a deck of ivory cards.
Mm-hmm.
Ivory?
Yes. At least you think they're ivory.
Fancy.
Now, please sit. In order to get the reading, I do need to know your full name.
Solas ab Ebha.
Now, please, place your hand on this deck.
I do as she told.
She puts her hand on top of yours and seems to make some sounds in the back of her throat as she closes her eyes and says, "Now the magic is set. It will read your fortune. Now, let's see what your fortune holds." She draws a card from the deck, and I need to pull up my list of card information. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually describe what you're seeing. Where is this? There we go. All right. So she draws from the deck a card that and lays it out. You see on the card there is a painted warrior lying on a something like a tomb or like a bier or an altar. Alongside him rests a sword, and on the wall in the back is 3 more swords. As she has drawn it and laid it out, you can see that it is, from her perspective, reversed, so that the top of the card is facing her. And she gives some sounds and says, yes, I see. In the near future, you will have some financial issues that will require very careful attention for you to resolve properly. Indeed. Let us see what else. She then draws another card, and yes, Lafdul, she does.
Okay.
She makes a ceremony of drawing this next card, and what you see is a large wheel divided into a number of sections. And atop the wheel is a sphinx holding some sort of weapon that you can't really tell, what it is. It could be a mace or a morning star or even a sword of some sort. And at various points along the wheel are images of figures that you only vaguely are familiar with. None of them are from your own faith, so you don't recognize them. But again, this card is not right side up. It is reversed, and she says, I see that in your past you have had some bad luck, some unwanted changes. That is disturbing, but you have gotten past that, I see. She makes a ceremony of drawing another card from the deck, and this one is upright, unlike the first two, and you see. Let me get the right card. On this, you see a ferry of some sort with a number of passengers. They appear to be in a solemn procession or something. The water is calm, and there are 6 swords standing hilt up along the edge of the boat. And this one, as I said, was upright, and she says, after a moment, yes, this indicates that you have departed or left something recently. Very interesting. You have made a major change in your life recently, in the here and now. Let's see what else. She draws another card, and this one.
As long as we don't get the hangman, we're fine.
Fingers crossed. On this one, again, it is reversed, and it has an energetic youth with dark hair and skin. He's holding a sword at the ready, as if ready to fight whatever comes. And she says, yes, this one represents you. You are eager to face whatever challenges come at you. However, reversed, this does mean that you're unsure if you are up to the challenges. Interesting. Let's see what the final card has in store for you. And the final card she draws has a figure of a holding a staff that is commonly indicative of someone who makes long travels for religious reasons. And the figure is walking down a dirt road, and there are 8 neatly stacked cups behind the figure. And he's going up this path on a moonlit mountain. And this card is upright, and she says, yes, this indicates that you have decided to forego what you had planned for yourself in order to achieve what you hope is something greater. And you are currently on this journey. Yes, indeed. Now, that concludes the reading. Now, if you would like more direct reading on actions that you're planning, that would of course be another copper piece.
Oh, I think this have given me plenty to think about.
Oh, good. That is good. But do remember that it is very important to get frequent readings. After all, what is read is only in the here and now, and any decision you make in the future could easily change what comes.
Oh, of course. But I think some of my companions also want to have their future read.
Well, indeed, I'd be more than happy to read them. Who else would like a reading?
Oh, I'll have mine read.
Okay. So, Lafdul, you want to do what you sent me?
It's not very subtle, but I'm doing it when an opportunity presents itself, so...
Yeah. Alright. Well, you'll need to roll me a pickpockets roll.
Oh, you...
I
don't want to be doing this with my armor on, because...
Lafdul tries to take the money.
No, because if I be doing this with my armor on, I have like 10 on my pickpockets. That's why I don't do it with my armor on. I didn't realize it'd be pickpocketing.
Anytime you're trying to do something sleight of hand, it's pickpockets, basically.
Lafdul needs a copper piece on a piece of string.
Why don't you wait until actually all of us have...
I'm just going to play out that I locked it over or something. No, I failed that miserably.
Alright,
50.
As Sinrae is sitting down and Mother Huir is shuffling the cards again, there's a slight crash, not like a loud crash, just something falling to the floor, and everyone looks over at Lafdul and
fix it back up and tries not to. Is it broke?
No, you just knocked over, it's an odd candlestick, like you've never seen before, with some colorful stones in front of it, and you were trying to shift around the stones, and you knocked over the candlestick.
Oh, my apologies, I put it back up. I was just looking at the detailing of the stones.
Oh yes, those stones. I would not touch them if I were you. They have power in them, and not being familiar with what the power is and what the power can do, it would not be good for the untrained. I would recommend against handling those if you don't mind. You never know what might happen to you.
Braxon says out the corner of his mouth, might turn into a frog.
Yeah, my deity might just do that on a whim one day. You never know.
Oh, you are religious?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would be very interested to see what your fortune would have in store for you. After this young lady, of course.
I'm religious too, after a fashion.
I'm not going to say anything. No, 'cause he doesn't believe in other people giving him his fortunes read other than his own deity.
Ah, but maybe your deity will speak to you through my cards. Nonetheless, she looks at you, Sinrae, and asks you to cut the deck.
Okay.
And she takes it back, and that's where we're going to end the session this time.
Dun, da, da.
No cliffhanger at all.
No, but
see
my
what your
fortune
has.
Yeah,
See what your fortune has.
That means you've got to attend next week now.
So I want to thank you guys for coming out, and let's take a look at experience points.
XP.
Yes, I've also created 2 temporary potions. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see it, but you didn't say who you gave them to, so...
No, I haven't gave them to anyone. I've got them on my character sheet.
Okay.
Lafdul thinks about starting a business of selling healing potions.
No.
Yeah.
It's just water, essentially.
Magic water.
I could cast spell magic on each one of them before you actually pass it out.
Yeah, that'd work.
I would notice, surely.
That sounds like a racket.
They'll come back for more, you see. It's all in your to your advantage, Lafdul.
No, it have to taste good for them to come back for more.
I don't know if I can do it on anything other than plain water.
We'll add some sugar after you did it.
I'm pretty sure that would just ruin the potion. Ruin the magic, anyway.
Okay, so experience points. Braxon, you are getting 1,245.
1,000.
Actually, hold on. Sorry.
245.
No, I goofed up. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Imagine how many you'd got if you hadn't had any puns.
Because he got attacked. If someone punches Braxon in the face, he wins XP.
1325. I'm sorry.
1325.
Yep. And Higgimus gets 1225. Lafdul and Leva, you get 1125. No, I'm sorry, 1145.
Wow.
1345 for Solas and 1245 for Sinrae.
That's level for me.
Woohoo!
1345.
Roll the hit points. Roll the hit points. Roll the hit points. Or you can take the 3.
No pressure, says yeah, say roll the hit points.
I will roll the hit points.
Yay!
That is a D
6.
What one?
6.
Yeah, rogue. Oh yeah, I just stay 3.
Well, you got 3.
Woo! 3.
What level are you now?
Points.
5, 6.
6. Just went up to 6. My
All
next
right.
is
1 level below my thing. No, in fact, yeah, you are 1 level below. So I'm 7, 6.
All right, your Thaco does not change. Your
That's 11
saving
also for me.
throws do not change. And you can distribute your 30 points, no more than 15 in any one skill, as you desire during the week. Or if you have an idea right now, you can certainly do it. Level for what class, Solas?
A level 4 as a mage, because I'm already level 4 as a cleric.
Okay. So you can roll or you take 2.
Of course, I'm going to be rolling.
All right. Come on, one.
Yeah.
Come on, one.
What a question is that anyway? I don't think anyone has ever taken the 2. Or the actual default.
Ockar did once.
Oh. Yeah, so you got more than average.
Well, I got the average because that taking 2 doesn't. It also. After that, doesn't I get the Constitution bonus also in that?
Yeah. The taking the number is less than average, in fact, because the average is always a half point. So it's actually 5.5 is the average for a D10, 4.5 for D8. 3.5.
No, she always just rolls 1. She rolls 1.
All right, so you gained a level as a wizard, so you're 4/4.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm 4/4.
So,
congratulations.
Thank you. It means I get one more spell if I remember.
Yep.
Nice.
And your Thaco is
not
changing.
Till tomorrow.
Yeah, that is correct. And I'll need to in between after the session I'll take a look to see if you guys are getting any more proficiency slots as well. Saving throws.
Did I also learn can I also learn a new spell that is not named when I level up wizard?
You do when you gain a new spell level.
Okay, new spell level.
So you always have every time you gain a new spell level, you will always have at least one spell that you can memorize.
Yeah.
Is the point. And your saving throws are not changing. So, and after the session, I'll take a look to see if either of you guys are getting new proficiency slots. That is a good point, Lafdul. You do get, for your priest class, an extra 200 experience points.
Yay!
Cool. Oh yeah, do I get any extra XP for my priest class for finding out that which deity of my pantheon?
Yeah, I'll give you 100 experience points. It's not as substantial as it may seem right now, so.
Did Lafdul get any XP for making Braxon fight a bush?
That was what the XP was for.
That's what it was.
Mischief.
Alright, so thank you guys for playing. Thanks everyone out there for watching. We will be back next week with more fortunes to be told.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks for the game.
See you next time, everyone.
Thanks for everyone watching, and cheers and stuff.
Have a good one.